Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Moon Envoy and I would like to start this video by apologizing for my disappearance. It started because some of my current students at the time discovered this channel, which I really didn't want them having access to it, and then some things in my personal life just started spiraling out of control. But I am back now and hope that you will all enjoy this brand new Let's Play of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Just as a heads up, this is not a blind Let's Play, as I have beaten Fire Emblem multiple times across all different paths, but my hope is that this Let's Play offers something a bit unique. This is what I am going to be calling my silly Let's Play of Fire Emblem. For those familiar with this game, you know that while you can class characters as whatever you want, each character has natural strengths and weaknesses that lean them towards specific classes. Well, I am going to be doing a run where we intentionally spec out all characters according to their weaknesses. Basically, I'm going to have Byleth be the absolute worst teacher possible. This will lead to its own unique challenges and hopefully some hilarity, which I hope will be enjoyable for all of you. With that said, I am going to be playing this game with Japanese voices. This is simply my own preference. There are some voices that I do like better in English, but the majority of the characters I strongly prefer their Japanese voices, particularly Sothis herself. So I'm just going to stick with the Japanese voices as a result of that. And I hope that you will still enjoy and be able to follow along with the subtitles the game provides. Alright, so as you can see, because I have beaten this game, there is New Game Plus data. And I will be playing this on New Game Plus simply so that I have enough teacher points to be able to steer these students in the completely wrong direction. So that is going to be something that we will be doing. And so I'm going to try to find, here's cleared game data that hasn't been used too much. Don't mind the horrendously high gameplay times. That is simply because I have a tendency not to turn off the Switch, which I know is a very bad habit, but it's something that I haven't been able to break myself out of. In addition, while I am not going to be playing on Maddening, simply because we're already imposing a difficulty level by making characters completely the classes that they are most inept at, we will be playing hard so that there's still a high level of difficulty. Finally, I will be playing this on casual because I anticipate quite a few deaths, especially early in the game when characters are not at all skilled at the classes that I stick them in. But I will probably also be applying some consequences for death as we move along, such as being forced to sit out a few rounds. So let's see what sort of insanity we end up with in this game. And no, I am not playing online, because I do not have that connection.
赤き谷を覚えているか、ネメシス。死ねえ、死ねえ。貴様が私から全てを。お母様。
So yes, so this game starts with sort of a trippy flashback scene. And now we are going to meet our main character, as well as Sothis.
お主、そこで何をしておる？
Alright, so now we transition into in-game graphics.
何してここに入り込んだのか知らぬが、わしの寝顔を盗み見るとはなあ。はあ、まったく。もそっとちこうよれ。お主の姿をよく見せよ。
Alright, so let's look at our options for Byleth. So now I will admit, when I usually play this game, I usually play as female Byleth. But for this Let's Play, we are actually going to go ahead and pick male Byleth for a change. Alright, so our decision has been made.
知らぬ顔のようじゃの。一体何者じゃ。
Alright, so this is our first dialogue choice. So Byleth is a mostly silent protagonist, like a lot of JRPGs are, but he gets the option to respond in certain scenes like this. As I said, I've played this before, and I know that none of these choices really matter, except I'm immortal. So we're just gonna have him jump straight to that, because I think a good personality for our Byleth is just the overly serious but completely inept teacher.
人間と言うたな。ならば名を名乗れ。おれ、特戦子。
Alright, and then we're also gonna just go ahead and stick with default name for Byleth, because I'm just gonna call him Byleth anyways.
さすがは人の子。耳慣れぬ名じゃのう。人間なればこれにも答えられよう。 何の説の何の日の生まれじゃ。
Okay, so this, first of all, your name is not that different for Byleth. And then as for birthday, I'm actually just gonna go with my actual day of birth. So, Harpstring Moon, day 4. And yes, this is correct.
わしと同じとは。おかしな偶然もあったものじゃ。
So this, you say that no matter which date I put into that.
何やら懐かしい心地がするが、わしはもう一眠りするかな。はいじゃも近い。
Alright, so that was our introduction into Sothis.
おい、そろそろ起きろ。またあの夢でも見てたか。
Hello, Daddy. Alright, so when you're playing female Byleth, these choices feel roughly the same level, but as male Byleth, I will say, answering the bottom one is kind of uncomfortable. So we're going to talk about a war instead.
ついぞ300年は起きてねえがな。まあいい、そんなもん忘れちまえ。戦いに雑念はいらん。 俺たち傭兵の仕事は命がけなんだ。余計なこと考えてると早死にするぞ。さあ、とっとと支度しな。次は王国での仕事だ。
So, we are a member of a mercenary guild led by our father, who is Gerald here. And he's talking to us about our new job. Alright, and as I said, we are playing Byleth straight-laced, so we're going to answer, of course, father. So you may have seen a picture of Geralt with a heart pop up in the lower left corner. That is an affinity point. You can get special scenes by raising your affinity, and in addition, the higher the affinity, some other aspects of the game actually improve based on your relationship with your supporting characters, so it is an important deal to try to get as much affinity as possible. So that's another component of this gameplay. Alright, so let's get the game going.
こんな時間にガキどもが揃って何の用だ。
実は私たち盗賊団に追われているんです。どうか力を貸していただけませんか。
盗賊だと？
ええ、野営中に襲撃されたのです。
うまいこと仲間と分断されて多勢に無勢。金どころか命まで取られるところでしたよ。
Okay, so this is our first introduction to the three house leaders. We start with Dimitri, then Edelgard, and then Claude. This is another reason why I actually like the Japanese voices, because if you understand Japanese, all three have unique ways of speaking Japanese. They speak at differing levels of formality and with different, I guess you could call them dialects, but there are just distinct differences that I think line up really well with their personalities. So that's another aspect that I enjoy. Oh, you recognize them?
来やがったか。たく。ガキどもはともかく、この村、おい、行くぞ。用意はいいな。
Oops, I cut him off a little bit there. Alright, let's get started on the tutorial level. I'm going to blaze through this pretty quickly, simply because I've done this multiple times before. So let's just go ahead and get started, and I will sort of explain some of my strategies as we go. But this is just the tutorial, so there isn't a lot that goes on this level. And I won't be able to mess with my characters yet. So they will actually behave as they should. Okay. So start with the basic, how to move. So we are actually going to start not by moving Byleth, but by actually moving Claude. As an archer, he has the unique ability to attack from a distance. So he doesn't have to get right up next to his opponent. And that also means that his opponent, if they are not also a long-distance fighter, do not have the ability to retaliate on the same turn that he attacks. So he's good for an initial shot. Alright, so that took him down to more than half health. There's a little bit about weapon durability. Basically, your weapons can only be used so many times before they break, and that's how this game adds some additional difficulty into it. So I'm going to have Byleth head up because he's going to get some more experience from dealing the killing blow. But first, I do have this talk action, so we're going to go ahead and talk to Claude.
こんな偏僻な村に腕利きの傭兵がまさに天の廃材。日頃の行いのおかげだな。
Claude, I will tell you that you probably are more likely to be smiled upon by the gods of fortune by not being targeted by bandits. And again, you saw those hearts pop up. That's a similar thing. I just earned some affinity with Claude. So if we decide to go the yellow route, that will help us in the future. Alright, so there, Byleth dealt a killing blow. And you can see he did get some more experience than Claude did in his previous attack, and that is because Byleth dealt the killing blow. This is just some more information about battles. You can go ahead and pause to read if you would like. It's pretty simplistic stuff at this point. So, another thing that I can do is I can actually see the range of my opponents, so I know where to position some of my characters. So, like this, I can see how far they can move on their next turn, but I can also... Whoops, that actually takes me to the next opponent. What I want to do is I want to come down here. Oh, I keep pressing that wrong button. Sorry, not R1, but R2. And now see this purple area. This purple area is actually the range of where these guys can attack. So as long as my characters stay out of that, they will not be attacked next turn. Although actually, I just want to bring these guys up to talk to Byleth again so I can earn some more affinity points. So, for example, right there, we see Dimitri speaks much more formally than Claude does. He can't really do anything else. And then we're going to bring up Edelgard. And she's also going to talk to Byleth. Alright. So, again, I got hearts with her. So now I have the same starting affinity for all three of the starting houses. And now I can have Edelgard just wait, and we trigger the next turn. Alright, so this is an introduction to terrain effects, which basically state that depending on where you're sitting, you can get bonuses or actually detriments to your character. Again, since this is a tutorial battle, nobody is really doing anything on their turns except for me. So I'm going to go ahead and position my characters further up. None of them can actually get in the bushes like my father recommends we get, but I can move Byleth just into the edge of the purple. This way only one enemy character will target him. And you'll notice that I'm keeping myself surrounded by my allies, and this actually is for a purpose which the game will address later on. Alright, so Byleth took a little bit of damage, but it wasn't much. I got a little bit of experience. Again, not too much because of it wasn't a killing blow, but I still did get some experience. So now I want to actually start being tactical based on who I think I'm going to take the route of, because I would like to give most of the experience to the leader of the house that I think I'm going to end up in. So I actually do not believe that I'm going to be taking the red route, not because of anything against Edelgard specifically, although I will admit she is not my favorite of the three house leaders, but rather because she doesn't really have an easy silly class to identify, because she is high strength, being a warrior, but she does also have magic talents. So yeah, sorry Edelgard, but you're just going into the bush. Okay, so here's some more information on terrains. And yes, by hovering over the bush, I can see what it does for me, so it does increase my defense. So I'm thinking of either doing Dimitri or Claude's house. Not 100% sure, but let's go ahead and start by giving Claude some bonus XP and letting him take this killing blow.
次は誰だ
By pressing A, I was able to fast forward through that a little bit. Alright, next, I'm going to go ahead and move Claude up into this bush. I'm going to let him attack, because again, I'm still not sure whose house I'm taking, so I want to give both Dimitri and Claude some experience. He gets a little bit less, because again, it wasn't a killing blow, but it is his second one. And I'm going to move Byleth up, and give Byleth another killing blow bit of experience.
加減すべきだ
So I'm almost to the point where I'm leveling up. Oh, sneaky, going around. Not bad. And you'll notice Claude did not retaliate because, as I said, he can attack from a distance. Okay, I will address your combat arts in a minute, Joe. But let me finish this. So, since Claude can attack from a distance, he doesn't get retaliated against when he's at a distance. But at this low level as an archer, he also cannot retaliate if he's right up next to an opponent. That is a skill that archers have to learn later on down the line. If I allow him to be an archer, which I do not plan to. Alright, so combat arts are more powerful techniques, but they also use up more weapon durability. The higher your level in a class, the more of these that you learn. So yes, so again, Claude cannot currently do anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and move him out of the way. I might have done a silly, but I think I can... Yeah, I can fix this. Alright. So, since Edelgard is not going to be my character, I'm actually going to steal a bit from her. I'm going to take that. Thank you. And then Violet's going to move over here and attack this guy from the bush that Edelgard was in. Seriously, Byleth, he only had a 55% chance of hitting you. Good grief. Alright, now we're going to move Dimitri up to another bush. I like keeping Dimitri's in bushes. I joke that he's the bush king when I play on my own. But now I'm going to let Dimitri finish this guy off.
勝負あったか
Alright, and that gives him a good chunk of experience. Alright, now it's telling me about using items, because Byleth is getting a little bit low on health.
なんで村に傭兵がいやがる
Alright, and I don't think that there's another enemy in the game that screams bad guy as much as that one. Oh, and now Geralt is on the move.
味方がいる時に攻撃すると敵が威圧されて攻撃を当てやすくなるぞ
Yeah, so this is what I was saying before. I like keeping my characters close because it does actually give you an advantage. It does things like making you more likely to hit the enemy. And also your avoidance will increase as well. And occasionally you also will actually be able to hit harder. It just depends on who is being linked. One nice thing about Three Houses versus past games is your linked units do not actually have to be right next to each other. As long as they can all attack the same enemy, you will still get a linked attack. Alright, and then of course, here it's telling us about items that enemies are holding. So if we see this, we can either steal an item or they'll drop it when they get killed. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start moving forward, and then I'm also going to use one of the vulneraries, since I stole it from Edelgard anyways. Alright, I'm going to stay out of purple because I can't quite get into a bush yet, and I'd really like to stay in a bush. Edelgard is still just going to kind of hang out back here. Alright, now let's see what the enemy does. Oh, they stole my bushes! That's mean. Hey, well, Geralt's moving in to attack one of them. Being an upper class unit, he does a lot of damage. Of course, he's gonna stand right in front of me. Darn it, Dad. Did you really have to do that? Alright. Let's see. So let's show off one of those combat arts. So here's Tempest Lance. It increases Dimitri's attack and also his likelihood of hitting. He still doesn't have a great chance to hit because the enemy is in a bush, but he can kill them in a single hit, so let's see how he does. Come on, Dimitri. Yes! Alright, so Dimitri nailed it, which is a relief, and that also leveled him up. Ooh. That's a nice level. So, they level up based on RNG battle values, and they can get from anywhere from just 2 stats up to all but movement up, because movement is determined by class. So this is a good level up. Of course, if I take Dimitri's route, he didn't really level up in what I'm planning on training him in, but that's to be expected because, as I said, I plan on training my characters specifically in their weaknesses. So you can kind of get an idea of what Dimitri's going to become based on those stats if I continue with him. Alright, I'm now going to move Claude up to a bush. Okay, and he should also get a kill hit. Or he could miss! Thanks, Claude! That was decidedly unhelpful. Alright, let's see if Byleth can actually kill this guy. I'm more likely to kill him than he is to hit me, so let's see if that holds true. Ooh, and I even triggered my crest. And I gotta level up! Alright, so my level wasn't... Yeah, my level wasn't as good as Dimitri's. I only managed to get up 3 stats instead of the 5 that Dimitri got. Alright, and now there's just Edelgard. Edelgard, move up here so you don't get left behind. Alright, who's he gonna target? Ooh, wow, I missed. Well, we both missed, so that's because he's in a bush. So as you can see, also some enemies will have special lines based on who they interact with. So for example, we would never have heard this line if Geralt hadn't come up here to attack. Of course, he is also stealing my experience, because as a green unit, he actually isn't one of my units, so his experience is just vanishing into the void. Oh well. Alright, and yeah, again, you can see Geralt is a higher class unit. He doesn't take a whole lot of damage. So now he's intentionally getting out of the way because his AI knows that it doesn't want him taking the killing blow of the final boss. So let's see. I think based on Dimitri's level, I already know that he's the one that I'm going to want to go with, but I'm just going to go ahead and let... Okay, so Claude, good. Claude's not going to kill him. I don't want Claude to kill him, but he is going to get his HP down some more. Well, at least this time he actually hit. Still not left to level Claude up, so yeah, that just kind of reinforces. I think Dimitri's the way we're gonna go, just based on how this first battle went. But now, let's go ahead and let Byleth get the finishing blow, and hopefully get yet another level. Oh no, is this going to be the miss? Oh, okay, good, it's not. I was somewhat worried this was going to just be us missing back and forth. Oh, that's a much better level, Byleth. Thank you. So Byleth actually doesn't strongly lean in one direction or another, so I'm not sure how I'm going to class him in a silly way. If anyone has any ideas or suggestions, feel free to drop them. I might also ask about a couple of other characters. Some characters I've already decided how I'm screwing them over. Other characters I might still need some suggestions. Alright, so he dropped an Iron Axe for us. And now we have the cutscene after the battle. Alright, Edelgard, where did your axe go? I stole your vulnerary, not your weapon. Oh! Oh, something just happened. I think we're back in the trippy dream world.
気をつけよ。わしを殺める気かしれ者め。いや、よい。お主ごときには己が命の誠の値打ちなぞわからぬじゃろ。まったく。わしがお主を導いてやらねばなあ。わしの名はソティス。始まりの者と呼ばれておる。
Alright, so this is another reason why I like Japanese Sothis more than English Sothis. I think she conveys being really irritated at Byleth much better, which I just personally enjoy hearing.
ソティス。ソティス。確かにわしはソティスじゃ。それに始まりのものか。一体誰にそう呼ばれておったのか。
Alright, and I'm actually going to call it there. I would like to keep these episodes to around 30 minutes, so I think that this is a good stopping point. Thank you so much for either coming back or joining me for the first time. I hope you enjoy this Let's Play, and I hope to have quite a few more episodes up in the coming days. So thank you all again for watching all the way to the end, and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye-bye!